But they don't look like me. They don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. But they don't look like me. And they don't talk like me. But they don't look like me.
Welcome back to the Comic Shop. As always, I'm your host, Eugene Capon, with...
And I'm still Pat Mest. Thanks for coming back. Hope you enjoyed your break. I know I did as well. We're going to keep going with the theme of DC films. We talked about Green Lantern last segment, reviewed that, and now we're going to expand into talking about just the state of DC films in and of a whole, like what's come out, what's coming up, and just kind of talking about where they're at and compare it to Marvel and back and forth a little bit. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
Let's jump in it.
My first initial thought is I think DC has really lost a lot of momentum by not doing more adaptations. Marvel, you might say maybe Marvel has adapted too many characters. I'm okay with it. We got the technology. It can happen now. Let's do it. I want to see characters, on the big screen. You might make some mistakes along the way. Marvel has made mistakes, but at least they're trying, and they've been really solid since 2008, especially in a row. Just everything I think has been solid.
Yeah, just forget the Incredible Hulk movie, the first one.
Yeah,
Ignore it.
Daredevil, the Punishers, Elektra, but the first two X-Men, awesome. First two Spidey, awesome. Iron Man, the second Hulk, Thor, X-Men First Class. They're doing it.
And soon Captain America.
Oh, gosh. Captain America, I feel like that one's almost a slam dunk. We're talking America, Nazis, and kicking ass.
Red Skull.
World War II. People love that. They drink that up. So, I'm not too worried about
But
Captain America.
we're talking about DC today.
Let's talk about the DC. Obviously, Batman has been amazing. The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, fantastic films. But other than that, it's been a little shaky. I mean, Superman Returns came out in 2006. What did you think of Superman Returns?
I liked it. It was just very visually stunning.
Visually stunning, agreed.
The characters were great actors.
Well cast.
The storyline could have used a little bit of work. But, no story's perfect.
The story, I liked some parts of it, but I didn't like it. I loved that they tried to really make it a little more emotional with the Superman's been gone and the world's moved on and adjusted and now he's back. What does that mean? I like that they're trying to make him a little more human in that regard, but I really didn't like the fact that, again, it's Lex Luthor as the sole villain, and it's just like in the first original Superman, he's trying to create his own little world and break off from the rest of the world in the United States. That just felt too familiar to me. I don't know.
There are other Superman villains, right?
Brainiac, hello, is
Doomsday.
a great villain. Doomsday. My feeling is Lex Luthor is a great number 2 villain in the story. You got your primary villain, and then you got Lex Luthor just complicating the hell out of everything. Like they did with the Incredible Hulk and with Thor, I think you need a villain that can physically match up to Superman 2, like a Doomsday. Because in Thor, they had the Destroyer. In the Incredible Hulk, they had the Abomination. These are very physical, powerful characters. I want someone that can match them on that level.
Who's the guy from Apocalypse?
Not sure.
That's
but yeah,
gonna bug me now.
Doomsday could definitely match up to him. Brainiac is still a great villain, too. The rumor is they're going to do Zod for the Man of Steel film, which
that
is
would
coming
be
out
perfect.
Christmas. So I think if you got Zod and you got Lex Luthor, I like that combination there.
But wasn't he in like the third one?
He was in the second one? And briefly in the first one.
But didn't they lead off from the second one?
Superman Returns essentially was a continuation of what had happened in the first two, in a way, which is another frustrating thing about it. I think just reboot it from the entirety. You don't have to spend like 45 minutes on his time as a kid and in Smallville, but I think you can do that in 15, 20 minutes, or show him coming to Earth during the opening credits and stuff. But they decided to they didn't want to truly reboot it, I felt like. Did that bother you?
No, not at all.
You're okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like a little backstory at the beginning of the movie, as long as you can smoothly move into the main storyline.
I mean, I just feel like, with Batman, they could have started further along in the story too, but I felt like they really took it back to the roots with Batman Begins, and that's what I really liked. You set that foundation, and then you have the Dark Knight, and it's just like, holy they just brought it.
Ugh.
Dark Knight still holds up, man.
You know what? I can't wait for the next one. Dark Knight Rises.
We got Bane confirmed, and Catwoman is the only thing for sure. Now, Nolan is very secretive. He likes to keep a lot of things close to the chest. They never showed Two-Face technically at all in any of the previews or anything. You just saw Harvey Dent. Never technically saw Two-Face. So there could be someone else in there.
Could be. You know who I really want to make a cameo? Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn?
I feel the storyline might not work
I don't
because
see no one going Harley
Keith,
Quinn route.
Ledger passed away.
Yeah.
But you know what? She could be like the revenging girlfriend. Maybe maybe they have a little bit of backstory to where of course you got to find a lookalike and do your whole thing for Keith, but
they'd really have to do their homework on that.
Yeah, they would. But you know what? Harley Quinn would make an excellent villain.
I like Harley Quinn. Personally, I don't think I would want to see her in the film. I don't think she fits with Nolan's kind of approach and vision, but she's definitely on the table, and it would kind of tie in the second one with
the
Joker.
third. Yeah.
So I could potentially see it, but we'll see.
Okay.
Are you excited for Man of Steel at all?
Not as much as Batman.
Oh, obviously not as much as Batman, but I'm glad they're taking another stab at Superman. I think he can be done. I think you got to play to his strengths. I mean, Batman's all about the reality of the world, but I think Superman represents kind of that ideal, what we aspire to, So I think you can.
So realism versus
idealism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think play to his strengths. He's not dark and gritty like Batman, but he can do some amazing things. I want to see him punch through a mountain, catch Mack trucks, and throw planes. Like, this guy's amazing. Show me that. Play to your strengths.
I completely agree with that.
And it'll be visually stunning because Zack Snyder does not do story well, but he's not writing The Man of Steel, thankfully. Zack Snyder's just directing it. He's not writing it. He's not. Did you see Sucker Punch?
I did not.
Oh, man. Bad. Visually stunning, terrible story. Terrible story. So that's kind of what's for sure on the horizon. But what other DC characters would you like to see adapted at this point? You got Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash.
You know what? Aquaman, they turned it into a TV show. It didn't get bought.
I was not aware of that.
They did Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. It never saw the light of day.
Well, no, I think the Wonder Woman TV show is still in pre-production.
They cut it. They cut it.
Really?
They cut it before it even showed.
Jeez, I was not even aware of that.
Yeah.
I must have missed that, but
in terms of characters that I would love to see on the screen, The Question, Flash, Young Justice, Justice League version Frontier, where you go back to the 1950s, turn it into a period piece.
That could be sweet. I think of the primary ones there, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman. Easily, I say Flash amongst the three. I don't like Aquaman. I think he's terrible. And Wonder Woman, I never really dug her powers or abilities. I just thought she was hot, to be honest. I never thought she was a very interesting character.
If you do Wonder Woman, you kind of have to make a leap kind of from like 300. Mm-hmm. She's an immortal princess. She's part god.
You can do it. The Marvel pulled off Thor, so you can do the god stuff. You just really got to be really good about it.
I think if they did Wonder Woman, they'd have to do a lot of, back in the day, something happens where, finally is the time for her to leave the island of the gods, or of the island full of women, and go out into the world and try to make the world of man her own.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It would need a lot of work to actually pull that one off.
What do you think about the rumors of a potential Justice League movie for summer 2013? It's just rumored, and it wouldn't be connected to the Green Lantern, Superman, or current Batman franchises. What do you think about that?
Again, I think it would be great, but I still think they should go back and do the Frontier version.
I don't like that approach. I like the way that Marvel's done it with the tie-ins and building it up. I think that's been a lot of fun, and I really enjoy that. But I can also understand DC just wanting to keep up and do something. At this point, they can't. Obviously, it's too late to do any crossovers. So if they're going to do the Justice League, it would have to be independent of the other franchises. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I can understand them doing that, but I don't know if I'd be as wild about it like I am the Avengers, which is going to be awesome.
Well, you kind of have to think, what version of the Justice League are they actually going to try to portray?
I like your approach of maybe going back and doing it as like a period piece, like doing it in like the 50s and 60s, kind of to distinguish it from the Avengers who are kind of doing the modern
or even further back in the 30s.
Maybe. I mean, there's definitely some different approaches there.
Kind of stick with the timeline of when the comics actually came out. That way the movie would stay true to the original set of characters.
Yeah, so overall, I think DC's Batman's been great, but they definitely got some catching up to do. So anyways, we're going to move it along, and now is the time for one of our signature segments. That's right. Hero and Villain of the Week. Dun, dun, dun. You're the villain? Start me off. Hit me with the negative, the darkness.
My villain of the week are the Vancouver rioters. You know, I would expect that sort of behavior out of Boston, but not you, Vancouver. Not you. As a half American, half Canadian person, I am just disappointed. You know, everybody thinks Canadians are just, you know, laid back, easygoing, especially in the American view, and I completely understand that. But today I got on the internet and I watched videos of Canadian on Canadian violence.
It was pretty hot.
I was disappointed. So disappointed. And you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, and Vancouver, you guys are such a beautiful city. Why would you do that to yourself?
I thought they were even more passive aggressive than Seattle.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. But you know what? It's happened before. In 1994, after the Canucks lost to the Islanders, there was a riot in Vancouver as well. So it's happened before. Should we be surprised?
I guess Vancouver likes to party hard sometimes.
And it's even better because this year, before Game 7, there was an article in the paper that said, cops not worried about repeat of 94.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh! Prize for the worst timed article ever, you. But that footage was pretty brutal.
Or maybe it's the best timed article ever because it, you know, probably drew attention to what maybe they should have been paying attention to.
Yeah, man, that was scary. I was shocked. I did not think Vancouver would do that, but that's how it goes sometimes.
All right, Pat, who is your hero of the week?
Who's my hero? Call me cliche, but it is Father's Day, and I got hero, so it just seemed perfect. My hero of the week is my dad, Mr. Kevin Mest.
Aww.
I know, right?
Aww.
If ladies out there, I know. Just give me an aw. Give me an aw out there, ladies. No, he's the guy that got me into superheroes and comics. We used to go to the conventions down at the Seattle Center back when it was just one room, no media guests, very, very modest setup. You know, back in the early 90s, before they moved over to the convention center and started getting big names, and we would go buy some comics and then go to Dick's Drive-In nearby. It was the perfect day, and he's my hero. He's made it look easy. Married, 3 kids, all through college, coaching the athletic teams, taking us on trips. He's the all-around dad. He's my hero.
Hey, can I ask you to extend that hero to my dad? Who?
Yeah.
My dad, Dr. Lyndon Capon, who is serving in Afghanistan right now. You know, he is literally one of the greatest men I have ever met in my entire life. And I am proud to kind of model my life after him. Not in the sense of career, but in the sense of, you know, just doing what's right all the time.
Yeah. All dads out there are really heroes. You know, I think sometimes it's easy to take for granted how easy sometimes great dads can make it look. But it's not easy having the pressures of supporting so many people and then doing all the extracurricular stuff. So dads out there are awesome.
You're a hero. Thanks.
You are heroes. Aw, shucks.
Oh.
God, that was Leave It to Beaver-esque right there. But hey, we should mention that contest one more time too. Check out our Facebook page. Go to the YouTube channel. See the video. It's a great contest. You can have some fun with it. We'd really appreciate you getting involved on that.
Yeah.
And of course, always check out our Twitter. And yeah.
Yeah. It's basically the contest is the first 100 subscribers to our YouTube channel will be entered into a contest to basically win some fabulous prizes.
Got a bunch of great items. We got my Green Lantern ring that doesn't work. We got some toys. We got some comic books. I might even throw in my broken Thor keychain as well. Just awesome prizes that are top notch.
Yeah, it's not just a bunch of random crap we have laying around.
Yeah, it's just not random crap
it's
that I
stuff
want to
we
get rid of.
actually paid money for.
It's true. It's true. Guilty.
Anyway.
So, check that out. We'd really appreciate it. And check us out next week. We'll be back.
All right. Thanks. Take it easy.
Bye.
Inside the system. Inside the system. The connection.